So apparently this is Infinix flagship device. Yeah. The Infinix 08. I still can't get over that. That's the way they model these devices. 08, 08, 08. Get it? But yeah, Infinix is a brand that has been good to me over the years. I've used two Infinix phones, or I've used one and I'm currently using one. My mother is using one. My immediate younger brother used one. My dad used two, one of which is the one my mother is currently using. Are you noticing a trend yet? That there isn't one, because only two out of the four of us that use these things actually used it out of choice, not because we had no other choice. And that sounds weird now that I think about it, the way I just said that. But yeah, when I saw this phone, I have to admit I was a bit like because I've never used one of Infinix Zero phones. But I guess since the Zero line is their flagship line, it would be better than the ones I've used, since I've used Hot. I used the Hot 2, I'm currently using the Hot 8 Lite, which is a trash phone. They should really get rid of this Lite. This is their Lite versions. But yeah, one of the things that really got me about this phone was the camera module. Okay, we've all seen the classic Samsung camera modules, we've seen the iPhone zone, we've seen the Nokia zone, we've seen quite a number of them now. But I would be lying if I said this wasn't my first time of seeing a diamond shaped camera module. And at first I just looked at this thing and I was like, God damn it, this is ugly. But then I guess after staring at it for a few more minutes, I just said, wait, it's really not that bad. The next thing that got me about this phone was the refresh rate. Like, I was mildly surprised to see that it had a 90 Hz refresh rate. Now, that is not by any means crazy, There are phones with 120, 144 Hz refresh rate, but like, coming from a brand like Infinix, I was mildly surprised. Now, as for the reason I used air quotes when I said flagship, we'll get to that another time. But the specs of this phone, actually, a lot of them surprised me. Let's read off my phone again. So it's 4G enabled. Obviously, I wasn't really expecting this thing to have 5G. Infinix isn't one of those. Infinix isn't a brand that I would compare to brands like Samsung, Apple, etc. etc. So I'm really not surprised that it doesn't have 5G. And let's face facts, most people won't be getting 5G for a while, even if they do have a 5G phone. It was announced August 27th and released August 31st. They really didn't waste time with that. It's a dual SIM phone, like every other Infinix, with an LCD capacitive touchscreen, 6.85 inches, with a 1080 by 2460 pixel screen, 90 Hz refresh rate, as I've said before, running on Android 10 with a MediaTek Helio G90T chipset. Yeah, this was one of the downsides, actually. Well, not really a downside. Like, okay, let's put it like this. The Zero is Infinix flagship, as I've said before. Either the Zero or the Note, but I would go for the Zero. So, seeing them use a chipset from about a year ago was, yeah, like they shipped out on that. And it's not really that it's a bad chipset. It's just this is a year-old chipset. Wait, let me think about it. Yeah, I think about literally a year old. It was released in the third quarter of last year, 2019. Had a dedicated card slot, 128 gigs of internal storage, and 8 gigs of RAM. Now, this was another downside. Like 128 gigs of storage, no problem with that, especially when they've given you that option to expand. But that 8 gigs of RAM was a bit of you know how Androids are with their RAM at times. It's a bit like, will this be enough? But this is an Infinix we're talking about, and Infinix are really not that well known for their RAM, but then again, they're really good at managing RAM, because I used the Hot 2 for about a year or two, and honestly, that phone was, damn, one of the best phones I've used so far, at the time anyway. And it only had 1 gig of RAM. That's in comparison to some other Android phones I've used with 1 or 2 gigs of RAM, and within a year or two you just notice that the thing just has to slow down, and it's not even a manageable slowdown. It's an insane, annoying slowdown, as in the phone more or less grinds to a halt. Now for the cameras, it comes with 4 cameras. A 64 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel depth. I almost bit my tongue. Well, now the camera module doesn't seem as ridiculous. But when I saw this, I had to actually go back and look at the picture, because I was expecting that, okay, you would have the cameras arranged on each angle of the diamond, and then you now have the flash in the middle. But instead, I guess it's the main camera that's in the middle, and the ultra wide, macro, and depth at the angles, and then the flash at the bottom. Not a bad design choice. I'm just saying that what I expected was completely different. And this camera is capable of taking 4K video at 30 frames per second. Okay, I won't lie, I don't know what to think about this. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, I know it's a good thing. Let's put it like that. I know it's a good thing. But I don't know whether to be surprised or not. Let's put it like that this phone has it. Now for the selfie cameras, it has an 84 megapixel wide camera and an 8 megapixel ultra wide. Okay. Now, unlike most other brands that are doing nowadays, Infinix are still keeping their 3.5mm jack, so that is great. USB Type-C, side-mounted fingerprint sensor, 4,500 mAh battery, which is weird because the Hot 8 Lite I'm using right now has a 5,000 mAh battery. So why did they go down with their flagship? Okay, another thing that's somewhat surprised me: 33 watt fast charge. it surprised me at first till I thought about it, and I just said, wait, I shouldn't be surprised. Most phones are gearing more towards fast charging nowadays, so, and really this wouldn't matter for people like me who usually just keep their phones down at night to charge. Nothing said about wireless charging here. It comes in silver diamond, black diamond, and green diamond. Green? What the frick? Whatever. Now, let's get back to why I call this a flagship. Most flagships that I've seen are usually worth about $800 plus. So I was a bit shocked to see this one cost about $250. That would be 90-something thousand naira. That would be about 96,000 naira. So I was a bit surprised. Then I thought about it. Wait, Infinix, from what I've seen, mostly targets the African and Indian market, so really it shouldn't be that surprising that this thing doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So yeah, but yeah guys, that's the Infinix 08. I wish I had it in my hand to actually review it, but yeah, and still no one has answered the question I've asked for the past 2 videos. So I'm guessing I'm keeping the name Ni Abdul, which I always seem to go back towards. But that's the story for another time. But yeah, I guess that was the Infinix 08. Please tell me in the comment section whether you will be buying this device or not, whether you think it's worth it or not. And if you are currently using it, let me know how good of a device it is. Yeah, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and share this video, and subscribe if you're not already. Click on that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a video. And yeah, peace out. I need to go and sleep. I'm really tired right now.